Hey guys, Mickey Smith Jr. here. I want to hit you up with something. Guys, it's a crisis. We got a crisis right now. And the crisis is crisis. Our kids are experiencing some things that would literally blow your mind. If you knew their situations, if you knew their home life, it would be one of those things I think that would really just it make the skin jump up on it make the hair jump up on your skin, guys. And I've been in some classrooms where I've seen some kids give some responses that just ain't typical. Like they just lash out or they get mad, they get angry. And oftentimes it's our response that can either diminish or acerbate the situation. And I'm gonna be honest, sometimes we were our own worst enemy. And I'm not here to blast anybody today. I'm just being real. I gotta be truthful with you. Sometimes we're our own worst enemy because you look at it and you're like, man, was the situation even that dramatic? But the thing is, you got to be careful not to take the behavior personal. Don't take it personal, but make it personal. What do I mean by that? Sometimes we look at their responses as a personal indictment on our teaching. And I need you to understand this, that you could be the best teacher in the world, and it's just going to be some days that kid's just going to be bad. It's not a reflection on you, but we live in a society where we got the kids when they mess up and they, heaven forbid, they got the school shooting. What do people do immediately? They start blaming the parents. And sometimes there may be some fault to be put there, but oftentimes, especially if you have kids now, you understand when they show up on this thing called Earth, when they get here, a lot of that stuff is already, like their personality's set, right? Our job is just kind of to guide them. So some of these behaviors are behaviors that were pretty much set in them, not all, but you got to understand not to put the onus on you personally. Your job is not to be offended by who they are or to react in an offensive way, but to help mitigate, to help regulate who they are and their behaviors. Because these kids a lot of times are going through crisis. Some of them have had and experienced trauma, and that trauma, it has the potential to cause them to lash out when they're triggered. Okay, so you got to look at it. You got to be a behavior detective, like one of my friends said. And when you see the behavior, ask yourself why. Why? What just happened? What just happened to make that happen? Because things don't just happen. And sometimes you'll find that it's the climate, it's the atmosphere that caused something to happen. It may be something that you said inadvertently. Okay, I'm not here to lay blame on anybody, but it's not a blame game. It's not about who's right or who's wrong. It's about where we're going. It's about, hey, it's not here to lay blame. It's about, hey, elevating that student. So when these things happen, a lot of times they may not provide significant warning. Like it may just be triggered and then bam, it just blew up and like the meme says, well, that escalated quickly and you don't know where it came from. But I believe that your ability to manage the behavior, your ability to manage the crisis, that's why we have fire drills. That's why we have lockdowns, because we want to be so trained and so well versed in this that we can manage this crisis situation. So your crisis management training, so to speak, is going to be crucial for you helping develop the skills that are necessary, right? That you're automatic and you're consistent in dealing with those things. You like Serena, when somebody hit the ball, boom, you hitting it back, boom, you hitting it back. And they like, man, that's a pro. No, that's a trained individual, right? Those responses are learned. And the more that your responses are overlearned, right? We want to get them so overlearned that we can't mess up. That's why the military goes through the training. They want these to be so automatic they don't have to think about it. And when you get those things overlearned, then you're less likely to overreact. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. When you get those processes, those responses overlearned, then you're less likely to overreact. And I want you guys to focus in on those things. We're gonna talk about it. Keep these skills current and revisit them. Yeah, and we're going to talk about them. We're going to talk about them in the days and weeks to come, because I'm seeing a crisis, guys. There's a crisis out there, and the crisis is crisis. You have to be able to prevent the crisis. Crisis prevention. Don't look at the student as a behavior problem. Focus on the problem behavior and how you can mitigate it, how you can regulate it, how you can de-escalate it. When you do that, then you set yourself up to elevate to a sound 180 days of school, guys. A sound school year, sound 180. Hey, find out more on the website, MickeySmithJr.com.